All right, guys, here I am with my piano app. I got this, I don't even remember. I downloaded it. It was free. You know, no need to go crazy. You can see here on the bottom, you could expand, like, if you're one with fat fingers, you could, you know, make the keys bigger. You can make them smaller. Now, I mean, what we're going to need is probably 2 octaves. So what I'm going to do, yeah, okay, I need a low C. That's this last white note here. Okay, and here's another C and another C up here. Actually, we got the third one. I don't know. I don't think we'll even need to go up that high. Maybe I can make it a little bigger so my fingers don't bump into these notes, small as it is. But these ideas, these Jimmy Dawkins ideas, little phrases here, are not going to be more than 2 octaves. So what this is just stripped down. It's his licks, but like bare bones minimum, like 3, 4 notes. Some are 5. And we got a few longer ones, but you know, in general, they're about 4 or 5 notes. And the idea to this is, like, we all have gone through, I'm sure you've done ear training, or maybe you haven't, I don't know. Like, usually what that entails is, like, you sing and you hit one note, right? And now you got to sing a perfect fifth above this, so you'll be like, right? Now, you don't have to be like a great singer. The idea is to try to be in pitch with it, at least, even if you're like, and you're cracking, as long as you're hitting, you know, that's okay. You want to just hit the note as best you can, you know. I think as you do these, the more you kind of get used to the sounds and you get your ear developing, your vocal cords will also develop a little muscle control, and you'll get a little better. You know, it's like anything. You know, you get stronger at something the more you do it, right? But now the idea is we're not going to do your traditional interval, because, like, you know, when you do this, you know, this is the root, and then you see, like, sing a major 7, you know, sing a 5th like I did. There's I would say, like, no character, because it's not like a musical idea. It's a feeling, you know. There is something there. Maybe you could say there's a feel, like a personality. But when we're talking about, like, a blues, like one of my favorite blues players, Jimmy Dawkins, I mean, it's the way he puts those intervals together in his own way, over and over and over. We kind of heard it if you've gone through those guitar licks and solos that I've transcribed and you know, showed. You can start to hear what Jimmy's about. You know, you kind of get a sense. You hear a couple of albums of his, you know, you get that feeling, oh, that's Jimmy Dawkins. While intervals, it's just, you know, it's like so bare bones. There's no character yet. You know, nobody said anything with the interval. You understand? So what I feel is this is very stale. You know. You know, is it important? Yeah, it is. But I think with limited time in our lives and all this stuff, we got to drill right down. We got to cut through all the red tape, you know. We got to get right to the nitty-gritty here. We want to learn some guitar technique and how to improvise, right? So you pick your favorite player. Mine in this case was Jimmy Dawkins, okay? So now I transcribed tons of solos. I showed you on this channel, you know. Now I want to get it in your soul, in your heart, you know. Hear these ideas, and this is true improvising now. It's coming from you. You're not just like mimicking Jimmy as like a parrot, which is kind of what I've done through the whole channel so far. I figured out a solo, I figured it out, I transcribed it, then I showed it to you guys. Now the idea, the real art of it all is to take those ideas and start manipulating them and making them your own, okay? So how do we do that? Well, we got to get that in our soul, in our heart. We got to get those sounds inside so they come out. So far, we've been hearing them on the outside and trying to bring them in. It's like this stuff, folks. I know I haven't posted anything in a while, right? But I've been like, I feel like I'm Buddha. I went up on the hill and just meditated for a while. And I've come back rearing to go. I got a lot of stuff I got to present to you guys. I got to put it together. And I've been trying to figure out what's the best way to do it, you know. So I think I've come to unlocking some key things that's going to help everybody. So this is what it is right here. We got not interval training, but ear training via Jimmy Dawkins, okay, his ideas, the intervals that he put together in his way to give his unique style, okay? And what we're going to do here, I'll give you an example. We have the major scale, all right? Okay, now, that you've probably known from when you were in kindergarten, you know, nursery rhymes and stuff. But it doesn't give us that feel of the blues like these Jimmy Dawkins licks. That's because he doesn't really use this scale. What he uses is the minor pentatonic. Pentatonic meaning only 5 notes, all right? And we've gone through a lot of those examples, and I pointed out, oh, it's only these 3 notes, 4 notes. Some of his licks only consist of 3 or 4 notes, but the way he puts it together, it's magic, right? So, okay, how do we change so you know where we're coming from? That major scale is the root of everything. It's the basics of everything. Like everything is built upon it. Okay? So we have the root, the second, the major third, right? But the minor pentatonic consists of not the major third. Matter of fact, Jimmy, in all these solos, he hardly ever plays, if ever, plays the major third. He really doesn't. He does the minor third, which is this. Okay? So you got root to minor third. Okay? It's a sadder, grayer, darker sound, right? Opposed to this. It's happy. That's sad, right? If we throw the fifth in there, this is the basic major chord. It's a major triad. You have the root, the major third, and the fifth, right? Now you can clearly hear that this note, this major third in the middle, gives it a happy sound, right? But that's not what we use. We use the minor third. Through that, it changes it to like a darker sound, right? So we don't play the major third, we play the minor third. So we got this, right? Now we don't play that major third, we go to the fourth. We go to that fifth that we were just using in the chord, right? Right? So far we got root, minor third, fourth, fifth, and now we jump up to the seventh is this, but just like the major third, we flat it to get the minor third. We're going to flat the major seventh to the minor seventh. So we have this. And then we complete it with the octave up here. So listen to that. Do you hear the different feeling, the different mood it gives you, right? Listen to the difference. That's like, it's nice, it's sweet, you feel like a kid, you know, you feel like, you know, nursery rhymes and happy thoughts. And then this you got. A little different, a little grayer, a little more open space, sort of, more tough, you know. It's not as sweet sounding. So this is 90% of what Jimmy plays. He does occasionally throw in the major second and the major sixth, but so rare that we could even just say 90% of what he's doing are these 5 notes. Minor pentatonic, folks. Okay, that's the recipe right there. Now, there is one other key note that he does use often. Sparingly, I should say. He uses the major second and the major sixth. Right? He uses those rare, like on occasion. And he also uses this other note on occasion, which isn't even in the major scale. It's not, it's a blue note, and that's, whoops, let me, I just zoomed out. That's the flat 5. Right? What is that, right? So what I mean is you got root, minor third, fourth, right? Now you got the 5th, and the note in between you go back on, right? And there you go. That's the flat 5. So that gives you this sound. Okay, this is that flat 5 makes it now not so open anymore, and it kind of colors it like, it makes it like more exotic, right? It's like a more exotic flavor in there, a little more spice or something, right? Look. So that little note in there, that flat 5 added to our minor pentatonic, is now known as the blues scale. Okay, people refer to it as the blues scale. So it's a minor pentatonic with the flat 5. Okay, so we have a flat 3rd, we have a flat 7th, and we have a flat 5. And that flat 5 isn't used often, you know. It's touched upon now and then, and you also have the major second and the major sixth. All right, so I think I covered pretty much all the notes that he uses. That covers 100% of what he does. You know, I mean, heck, that's it in a nutshell. Now, of course, you know, if I told you there are the notes, now this is what I'm saying. Like, it's so. There's so much character to be found in those notes from one player to the next, depending on how they put it together. That's what we're going to do now. I painstakingly went through all those examples I posted on YouTube, and I listened closely because, as you probably know, if you listen to all those videos or even some of them, you start to hear a lot of repetitive ideas go by, right? Well, the thing is, a lot of it, I went, oh, forgive me, folks, for the background noise, but I went through all these, and I like weeded through the repetitiveness, over and over. I mean, that's good practice to learn and absorb his ideas. You're hearing it over and over. But now, to make these little exercises and examples, I wanted to cut through all that so I don't have repeating things and just zero in on what are his moves, what is the DNA of Jimmy Dawkins, what does he do over and over, right? But I wanted to break them down into the smallest examples so that you can practice internalizing these sounds, opposed to just taking a boring interval that has no character, no, it's not a phrase or a musical line. I'm going to jump that, and I think it's easier to remember, especially from a player that you love. Like I love Jimmy Dawkins. You can do this to anybody you figure out. You transcribe someone's solos, you take their favorite phrases, and you look at you catalog, like I did on YouTube. I cataloged hundreds of examples. Well, now I'm like zeroing in. The work is only half done. Now I'm zeroing in and looking at it, looking down deep at the DNA, like what makes this work? What is he doing here? And we're going to sing these ideas to get to internalize them. And then hopefully in time, as you do this more and more, you'll be able to create the language of Jimmy Dawkins and arrange it in your own way. So you'll start to become who you are. You'll start to phrase these things the way you feel it, the way you hear it inside, That's the goal. So I know this is a little long-winded, but I want to put you in the frame of mind of where we're going and what we're aiming for, okay? So let me walk you through how this is going to work, okay? So I painstakingly went through all of the examples I posted on YouTube and cut out the fat, so to speak, and just looked for all the little uniqueness and put each move down. And I got hundreds of small 4 or 5 note examples, okay? After going through these for a few months of working at this, doing this little exercise that I'm going to present to you, you will start to hear these when Jimmy plays it. And not only that, you'll start to grab it from inside and rearrange them in your own way. So you'll be on the road to doing what, folks, it's the goal, right? You want to have your own voice, your own style. I mean, it's like I went up on the mountain like Buddha, and I sat there and I meditated on this stuff, and I've been thinking of how to present it to you guys. So I know I've disappeared for a couple of months because, like I said, I went through all the examples. I cut out all the fat, all the repetitiveness. I've grabbed the lines, the key moves over, like unique intervals and back and forth notes and lines. And I think I got it zeroing down. And with the backing tracks, which is going to be our other thing I'm going to show you, this is going to really just develop you, bring it out in your playing. Develop your character, your style, okay? So here's how we do it. We're going to drone the low C. Okay, this is room bass. And we're talking about Buddha and meditating. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be like meditation. We're not concerned on the phrasing, the actual timing of the idea. It's more or less to get in relation with the moves, the notes, the notes, not the phrasing itself, but just the intervals within the idea, within the lick, so to speak. All right, so here's how it's going to go. We all know I named it the bread and butter lick, right? We all know this one. All right? 3 notes, folks. Okay? Now, again, it's not the timing. It's not like... And it could be like this. know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. The timing does not matter here. We're just going from concentrating on the move from a minor third to a fourth, and then back minor third root. And we get that inside. How we're feeling at the moment is going to determine the timing of it, you know? Whoops, I slipped a little. All right, so remember, phrasing, timing doesn't matter here. We're just going with the harmonic or, the melodic sounds, the intervals within the idea. Okay, so that low drone is home base. So now, we know home base, we're going to use solfege. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but I've been saying root, minor third, right? Now, if I was to try to sing this and go minor third, fourth, minor third, root, it's a tongue tie, it's a mouthful, you know what I mean? It's too much. So what they do is they develop different, let me just turn this up a little bit. They develop different words for each interval, okay? Probably heard of this before, do, re, mi, fa, sol, all that, right? Okay, but we're using do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. That's the major scale. That's, right, what we talked about. So we have to change to fit what Jimmy uses, that minor pentatonic or blues scale. What do we do, right? So what we have is do. Okay, this is May. Okay, because we got do, do, okay, do, well, me becomes May. Okay, that's the flat to third from me to May. All right. So now. Now we go up, this stays the same, the fourth. That's the fourth. We go to the fifth. Okay, then we would normally go, like me becomes May, T becomes A when you got it, alright? I know this is crazy. Don't worry though, it's easier than it seems. Remember, 5 notes, folks, it's all I'm going to hold you to. 5 notes, 5 words. Let's sum it up, alright? Got that drone always going, so you can kind of feel where you're supposed to be, you know. We're in the key of C. So anyway, that's it. Those 5, all I want you to know, I know I've been blabbing, right? If you fast forward, most of you probably dropped out by now, but look, those that stuck with you, here's the gold, okay? Here you go, you earned it by staying tuned here. 5 notes is all you gotta worry about. Do. Right? Do, re, fa. Do, re, fa, sol. Do, re, fa, sol. Do, re, fa, sol. Now, It's like a warm-up. That little run where I go one at a time, I keep adding a note, starting from the bottom again. Now look, you're trying to do it like this. You sing with the piano. The piano is the guide, right? But you are trying to focus on coming from your voice, because then it means it's coming from within you. For instance, after a while you practice going up, like, and you come down to, right? Okay, so what you're trying to do is get it to where you can have that drone going, and you can hear the scale in your head, and you can sing it now to prove that you can hear it inside you. You sing it without the guide of the keyboard, without you playing it. This is the goal. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do it right away, all right? Because for one, your vocals, I mean, you listen to me, you can tell I'm not a singer. But your ear and your brain is at the task of trying to understand all this stuff, which may seem like a lot, so you're going to be stumbling. Just like you're trying to ride a bike at first, you're trying to pedal, you're trying to steer with the handles, you're trying to keep your balance, right? You're trying to look ahead, and then when you try to turn, you don't fall and lose your balance. You're trying to do a lot. You're trying to do multiple things at once. You understand that? So understand you're going to fall. You're going to stumble a little. Don't be discouraged. We have to be positive. We have to be relaxed. Remember, this is a meditation. It's a meditation, so you can't get frustrated or there's no point. You won't break through. It won't develop, okay? You just laugh at it. You laugh at it. I just cracked. It sounded like, you know, a joke. It's funny. I mean, you gotta laugh, right? Look, what you're gonna do is go like this. Now, can you hear that? The May, can you hear it? See that? And I test it. And you check it, like if you're a little off, you try to wave back in there, like you try to adjust your voice to get it back in tune if you're a little off. If you can't find it, if you're way off, it's all right, because you know what's happening. Your mind is going, oh shit, I'm not there. What's happened? Your mind is starting to open up avenues and shelves to store these sounds, because when you fail at something, your body has to adjust, your mind adjusts, you know, so that you learn. That's how it works. So don't get discouraged when you're off. Matter of fact, that's an opportunity. Your mind's it's realizing, wait, I was off. I got to adjust here, and then it'll start to develop. You understand? So then you go to the fourth, right? You get this. Do, now, first, I've been doing it so I can hit it, but you go do, you can even hold it. There you go. There's my voice, right? So you take your finger off the note of the keyboard and hold that pitch, and you can just listen to your voice against the drone. See that? Okay, let's do the fifth. And that's how you do it up this scale. We'll go one more. We'll go to wait. A little off there. I'm thinking of the major scale now. It's easiest to hear the root because you got it drone in the octave down below. So when you go see that? So what we're doing is we're testing. There's no. Let me just move this for a second. There's no, when you make a mistake, don't get discouraged, and you just stay with it. Listen to the keyboard as your guide. Listen to the note again that you made the mistake on. And then from there, you do it again. And when you let the keyboard be your guide at first, and listen to the note of the keyboard, then you sing with it, then let your finger come off, and then it's just your voice in the drone. And then you start to feel what that is, right? Now, here's the thing. This is just the warm-up. This is just the warm-up. All right, so what you're going to do, you got to do this a long time. This lecture just now on this is way longer than what you're going to do, the amount of time you're going to do this. Okay? What you're going to do is just the drone, right? And you can say the warm-up is just going up, like I showed you. Oh, that's the fat finger mistake right there. You could start like I showed you. Then you go. Then you go up. You go up. You know, you keep adding that one note, right? You went over it. Now, here's an interesting thing I noticed about the minor pentatonic, okay? There's something about it that it's like you got to get in the right mindset. Maybe this will help you if you listen to it in two stages. Like it's like two pieces. To me, for some reason, it's like you go from these three, right? And now the intervals are exactly the same. If you just move up to the fifth, now it's exactly the same. See, it's like two moves that are identical. And then you can kind of hear it, right? You go do, re, fa, and then you go so. You hear it going down too. Do, te, so, fa, me, do. So you see what I'm saying? It's like two pieces. Here's one. Do, te, so, fa, me, do. That might make it a little easier for your brain to break down opposed to just trying to go all five notes like as if it's one piece, you know. All right, so those are the notes that comprise 90%, maybe 95, dare I say it, 95% of what Jimmy Dawkins plays. Now this is just in one octave. Of course, he goes through the octaves with these five notes, right? But those are the five notes that he uses, minor pentatonic, like 90% of the time, maybe even 95%, okay? So, like I said, that is just your daily warm-up. You run up the scale once, you run down it once, maybe you do, you break it into the two pieces like I showed you, and now you're ready to go. It's just to get it in your ear, you understand? To just get you it's like a quick adjustment to get you ready to listen, because you don't want to get tired. You can't do this for like an hour. But as a matter of fact, this lecture is longer than any time you should be practicing this stuff. And you should never be doing it that long. So what you're going to do, okay, we'll take the first, I think I started to mention this. We're going to take Jimmy's bread and butter lick. This will be like the first example, okay? And I'll show you how you're going to do it. So you really just have to do 1 or 2 of these a day, 3, you know, a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes a day. You run that little scale up and down once or twice. You sing with it. You listen to it. Maybe you attempt to just hit the drone and sing up the scale by yourself without the accompaniment, you know, of the piano. And then you're ready to go, right? If you made a mistake on a note here and there, you correct it. You're listening and you zone in on that, what you made a mistake, and that's good. Now you're adjusted and you're ready to do the examples. Okay, so here we go. Now this is what we're going to do. That drone comes back. That's the key to everything. You get the drone on the bottom. And let's take that bread and butter lick, right? You got the words, you know, do, me, fa, sol, te, do, right? Do, te, sol, fa, me, do, right? 5 words. Okay, so here we go. Solfege, right? So here's the lick. Okay, again, not worried about the phrasing, the timing of it. Okay, so now what do? We listen to it, and now we're going to try to sing it with the piano, right? Me, fa, me, do. Me, fa, me, do. Folks, I know it's ridiculous, but you got to sing it. You gotta prove. You look, go in your room by yourself. I'm the nut that's posting this stuff, but I really want to help you guys. I'm telling you, this will help. Do this for a few weeks, and you'll start to notice a huge change. Because what I'm saying is, your brain is going to develop abilities you never thought you had. Okay, so what's going to happen is you got to play it with the keyboard. You got to play it. You got to sing it. I mean, you got to sing it while you're playing it 2 times, right? Okay? Now you try to sing it without the keyboard. Okay? Me, fa, me, do. You could check it. Me, fa, me, do. Do it again. Me, fa, me, do, do. I hit the root twice, right? Me, fa, me, do, do. Then you check it, right? Look. And then you might sing it, sing it once more with it. Me, fa, me, do, do. And just listen to it once again, look. There you go. You just did that lick, that little idea, that phrase, that exercise. Here, the internalizing of the lick itself, right? This is now, you see now, it's in, look, listen, it's, hit the drone. Me, fa, me, do, do. I hung on the fa. Me, fa, me, do, do. Me, fa, me, do, do. Now, I don't sound too great. My voice isn't beautiful. It's not a rich, soulful voice. That's not the point. The point is it's coming, the note is coming out of me. Look, I'm not a vocalist. I don't expect you to be, right? The point is you're a guitar player and it's coming from you, those notes. The guitar string is going to be your voice singing. You got to get the nice, tube amp. You got the Les Paul, right? You got the right pickup on the bridge pickup. It's going to be a fat tone. It's going to sing. That's going to be your voice. You don't have to sound great when you use your actual voice. But when you play that guitar, it's going to come out. Come on, folks. You got a Les Paul yet? All right, after these exercises, you're going to get so good. Believe me, you're going to get a few gigs. You save some money, you'll buy that $2,000. What are they up to now? $2,500, $3,000 Les Pauls. All right, maybe we'll get the one I use. You see in my videos is a knockoff. That's an Epiphone actually. I got it used, but you know, my point is, it's gonna come from you. Don't worry about the sound of your vocal cords. The guitar is your voice singing when it comes down to it. But those notes coming out of the guitar are going to be coming from you. They're going to be coming out. And to prove it, you can sing it. Me, fa, me, do, do. You see that? So that's how it works. And you know, look, I'm at the baby steps. Look, guys, we're all going to take these baby steps together. But I really, really did my homework here. I got hundreds of these that are small. That was 4 notes, folks, right? 4 notes. 5 if you want to count double in the root, but come on, right? We got 4 notes. And, you know, really, we're only using 3. The root, the minor third, and the fourth. But we've gone back and forth. All right. However you want to look at it, right? I mean, it's very small phrase. We've got hundreds of these. What's going to happen is you're going to have so much language. You're going to have so many ideas. And they're going to come from your soul. They're going to come out of you. It's not your fingers running up, noodling, and you're not sure what's going to come out. You're not going to be parroting Jimmy Dawkins like I've kind of done so far by learning this stuff. This is the second half. This is what you got to do when you learn licks. You got to start to internalize them. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And they don't have to be long solos. They just have to be little snippets and bits. Okay? That's what I've done. I've done the homework, folks, and I'm presenting it to you. I'm so excited. I know I'm rambling, but this is going to be great. Now, the few of you that have found this channel, you guys are guinea pigs. You are the guinea pigs. You are the patients. You are the first, test patients. We're going to use these techniques, and we're going to see the results. And even if we're only 2 dozen of us, who cares? Maybe in time people will say, oh, I learned all this stuff. It's amazing what this guy's presented. It's all free, and it's working. That's my payment. If one of you, I think there's like 20-something guys, you guys subscribed, right? If there's just one of you, that it benefits and helps, and you got the discipline to stick with it, that'll make me so happy. That's my payment. If I got a thank you, this is really cool, it's helping. A lot of people have to pay for their courses. I don't want payment. I'm like a spiritual guy. I told you, I went up on the mountain. I'm like doing meditation, trying to think of how to unlock it for myself. And I think I'm like trying to start a community more or less to get feedback for what helps you. And does this work? I think it does. It's been helping me, and it'll help you too. And what'll happen is we'll be like a small community. If I get feedback from just a couple of you guys, positive feedback, that's all the payment I need. That's it, man. And look, I'm not looking to make the money like teaching. I just want to learn how to play. That was my dream. You guys know the story you wanted to be. You saw the guy on TV. You saw David Gilmour. You saw Angus Young, or you saw Jimmy Page. These guys. You saw B.B. King or Freddie King, and you're like, damn, how do these guys do this? That's me. That's what I was like, I just want to know how to do it. It's beyond material, right? The material world here. We're not talking about it. This is the Zen, folks, the Zen-like stuff. This is the meditation. This is the spiritual side of it, like the magic. So I'm glad to be back. I was really feeling like people might have said, oh, this guy, he just, where's he been? He quit. I haven't quit on you guys. I'm telling you. I got it ready. All right, and this is the first little example. I'm going to go through all of them, and we'll just do quick. There'll be short little things. You can pick a few and warm up, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to show you also, I'm going to download, whatever the heck. I'm going to upload this video. This will be our solfege internalizing Jimmy Dawkins, right? I think I was thinking of calling it the DNA of Dawkins, right? I might have mentioned that. This is the DNA of Dawkins, okay? And then we're going to have jam tracks, and we are going to take the guitar and run, because I'll tell you, folks, I tried to find some good jam tracks. They're all very generic. I wanted it specific. The first song, the first jam tracks I made, right? The groove, it's a groove. Drums and bass, and I think I'll throw some rhythm guitar in there too. And will my woman be home tonight? That's right, folks. That's going to be the first one. I can't wait to present because it really came out cool. So what we'll do is I'll show you what we're going to do. That'll be the next video. I'm going to ramble on that one. But our first presentation of a jam tracks, but okay. This has been long enough. And I'll cut it here, and I hope you stick with me. Thank you for your patience, for sitting through this long lecture. But I'm excited, as you can tell. And we'll get things going again. And I say 2024, we're going to really stretch. We're going to really grow as musicians and guitar players. And I'm glad to be back, and I hope you stick with me. All right, so let's get it going. See you next time.